that's in Thai with the Bangkok rapper there. Teddy Ruxpin. We need some Teddy Ruxpin action. Teddy Ruxpin video.
It's the most bizarre 80s reference I think we've ever used to start a show on Thursday nights. It is Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen, August 21st, 2025. If you didn't happen to catch it at the beginning of the broadcast this evening, but it is once again time for America's favorite pastime.
Woohoo! Y'all ready to get back harder?
We might have some new folks in the audience tonight, Yona. I think
nice.
you should probably know that going forward. I gave a little love to the Hoteps earlier this evening, and they returned the love. So we might have some new faces in the audience this evening, or I guess new ear holes would be more appropriate. Because again, for anyone who's new to this thing, it is called Liberty Radio for a reason.
From Tahlequah to the Qualla boundary and back again. Got that Cherokee love. Mad again, son. Oh, yeah. About to track some facts. I know it said something about shitting on somebody earlier. Oh, you'll excuse me, won't you?
I mean, it is Thursday night.
Uh-huh.
No, we might want to. We'll do that. We'll keep that private so that the prying eyes and ears of, well, let's be frank, Bluffdale.
Oh, yes, Camp Williams, right off the I-15 in Utah, the Beehive State. Because when you think of Utah, you think of beehives? Really?
I try not to think of Utah, honestly.
I think Utah, I think maybe Deseret or like Mormons or something, not.
Well, that's why I try not to think of Utah.
Beehive? Come to think of it, I've even met some people from Utah. Allegedly.
I used to know a Mormon girl when I was younger.
From Utah?
Yeah, I think they were from Utah. Well, they had come to Virginia most recently from Dubai.
Oh, just got done with the mission. That's right.
I don't know how all that stuff works. She was kind of hot, so she was like worth talking to, but she wouldn't let me get into her pants, so it didn't hang around long.
And you can forget about coffee, tea, or soda.
Oh, that's right. And she was actually friends of the girl I was with at the time, so that probably prevented some things too.
Funny thing. There was on California Route 68, just to the south end of the POM, Presidio Monterey, there in Monterey County, California, there, where I was learning Arabic at the DLI FLC, Defense Language Institute Foreign Language Center. Woohoo! Doing my AIT. And mind you, before I went off with the Colonel to, fight in the war, of course, the Colonel found me at St. Meinrad with the monks. It's kind of like a Rambo story. Anyways, so I end up in California and fresh out of the monastery and the Gregorian chants and all that. And I go from singing Ave Maria to Dorogoidlin to you. And who can forget Kalinka, Kalinka, Kalinka Moya? I was in a Russian singing choir. So I learned a little bit of the По-русски. Меня зовут Медведь.
Oh, wow.
Как дела? Здравствуйте. Anyways, yeah. What language does Yona not speak? Don't ask that.
That's a good question.
Don't ask that question.
Mandarin?
I just remixed another song, this time in Thai language. We're banging cocks now. Look out. That's right.
It had to happen eventually. I
And
think there have been
much
some pools out
much
on
to
the
my
interwebs that have
surprise,
been waiting for the Bangkok remix from the High Yona. We kind of had a feeling it was coming.
Kamusta ka? No, that's Filipino. Sawadee ka. There we go. Sawadee ka. Anyway, for those Thai listeners out there, because as we are well aware, Grand Theft World Liberty Radio, that world part covers the whole globe. Anyways,
Yeah, it's kind of
very
important,
inclusive.
right? We may actually be the most inclusive broadcast on the interwebs. By the way,
We keep it international, like tractors that plow the soil.
well, we like
Right.
flavor. You know, flavor comes from all different places.
We're international, like Harvester, homie.
Yeah.
These like that. Let's see. It really shocked me mixing the Thai. Um, First of all, like, who knew that you could put peanuts in your rice and noodles? Um,
It's
anyways,
actually good.
I know that you not had the pad Thai, bro. PAD Thai.
Mhm.
Anyways, however it's actually THAI. Oh, don't get me started on AI. Anyways, I'm getting into the language, and for starters, they've got their own written language, totally unique. Kind of almost looks like Sanskrit or something. I don't know. It's weird. Diacritical marks.
Huh.
And Lao is similar in this writing system that Lao uses with crazy diacriticals and little dots and ooh, that's what the fuck is that? Anyways, but the way it's pronounced, the way it sounds, Thai sounds like Dan Viet or Dan Lao. Lao, Vietnamese, or would it be Laotian?
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
Laotian. The
I think the
language, I guess,
politically
would be
correct is
Laotian.
Laotian. Yeah.
Yeah, Laotian would be the language. It's all about the motion and the Laotian, not the size of the prize. Come on, man. It's tonal language. Um, but yeah, Thailand, like that Vietnamese. Because see, I made this Vietnamese song previously with some Hanoi rappers, and it started out with the philosopher. Shout out to the philosopher. Taxation is theft. Yes, please. That's kind of like her taglines. And then when I realized, well, yeah, she is Vietnamese, I was like, well, shit. And I added in the Don Bao, which is this weird Vietnamese instrument with a single string that's like a
No,
zither
yeah,
and
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
do 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 do. And so I'm mixing up all these fucking instruments and Vietnamese and everything. I'd worked with Laotian before on the 21 Savage remix, Pussies. Um, Shout out 21 Savage, Pussies. And then, but yeah, doing the Thai remix today, I
I
was
see
like,
what you mean. I see what you mean. I'm looking at because I'm looking at examples of Thai and Laotian writing.
yeah,
It's very very reminiscent of like
it's like some
Sanskrit or
Sanskrit.
even Hebrew.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
probably definitely had a local ancestor at some point back in history,
What's crazy to me is
language wise.
Thai does not sound anything at all like Malay or Bahasa or Balinese or any of the other Indonesian languages. Because my roommate in college at St. Catherine, Marcus Panggabean, he was from Bandung, Indonesia. And, I learned some Bahasa from him, Sakit Tenggorokan. But anyway, smoking fucking
Suck
clove
what?
cigarettes, Gudang Garam clove cigarettes. And so he gave me the nickname. My Indonesian name was Sakit Tenggorokan, which means scratchy throat. scratchy throat because I mean, it just I was in college, already smoking the fuck out of weed. I mean, if you've ever rolled with me before, you'll know it's from dusk till dawn. I'm smoking the whole time I'm awake. Every 15, no more than 15 minutes, smoking again. It's
Right.
nonstop smoking. And if it's not weed, it's a cigarette. And so with him, he's like, "Here, try smoking Gudang because Indonesians are some major cigarette smokers to begin
Oh
with.
yeah.
Like, there's videos of like 5-year-olds, little pudgy little
Oh
5-year-olds.
yeah. I've seen those kids. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just
Motherfuckers
hanging out
smoking
on the
cigarettes like
corner,
Beldar
smoking.
Conehead,
Yeah.
lighting a whole pack at one time. Like, it's
It's
fucking
like two
crazy.
and a half feet tall, just
Yeah, yeah.
puffing
And then
away.
doing his little fucking happy dance, like, look,
Yeah, man.
happy
But
go
I mean,
lucky.
yeah, if I was smoking cigarettes when I was 5 years old, I'd probably be fucking
I
happy too.
I mean, I had candy cigarettes,
It's not the same.
it's not the same. Um, but man, that really threw me for a loop, that tie. So, turns out, um, I put out this song, I don't know, when did I put it out? 4 or 5 days ago. Oh shit, 14th is dropping. We got some hiragana and some Cyrillic.
Oh wow.
Wow. So and Privyet. Oh, there we go. I got
What's going on
uh,
here?
I was reading the chat that's in
Oh,
the foreign language
gotcha.
type writings and all that there.
Yeah, well,
Um,
I mean, again, we try to keep it international here.
Very much
It's
so.
got it's part of the whole no gods, no masters type of thing.
Yeah, so this is crazy. White Flag is a song I dropped 4.5 days ago.
Correct.
And 3 days ago, I did my Peasants podcast. All right. On my own channel,
The judges say that's correct.
my Peasants podcast 120 is up to 102 views.
Hmm.
Uh,
What,
uh,
on Rumble?
on Rumble,
Hmm.
and that's compared to 145 the previous show, 270 the show before that. Uh, Show before that was 111. So they vary. They're all over the place. But this song, White Flag, is up to 98.
That's
98.
I would say for Rumble, for a track with no promotion and you know,
I mean, that's
just
the most
being
viewed
buried by the
song.
algorithm, if we're being honest. That's not bad.
I'm going
Rumble's
back
not
through my list
exactly a
here,
go-to place for music. I don't know if like folks have noticed that or not.
but 98. I'm digging back through here, and I got to go all the way back to Nut on Traffic, the one with Pav in it, and that's
Hmm.
tied 98. So no, that was 99. So it's almost tied with that, but the Pav song came out a month and a half ago. All right. So it's on a different trajectory. Let's
They
see.
all have their own life once you release them into the world, Yona.
I know. All right, Palestine. That one's at 96. Wow, they're so close. 99, 98, 96 is 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Are you
Uh,
like trying to make a point here? I'm starting to notice a pattern.
yeah, it's like there's a glass ceiling,
Hmm.
maybe. Hmm. I don't really know how much to believe these numbers too. As Technology at 89, the song that's in Nahuatl or Aztec. That's how I got to 41 languages that I've mixed on records now. One of those is
Damn.
Aztec. Aztec, that's right. Like my favorite word in Aztec would be marihuana,
Hmm.
or in Spanish it's marijuana. or wheat. Anyways, um, I'm about to give up on the pile here. I've been going back. Aha, Gadorku with Yotu Yindi Dining Kangaroo Mix. 121 raw views. There's number one.
Again, it's the way Rumble does their metrics is like the most fucking retarded thing I've ever seen in my life. I know it's so that they can screw the creators out of as much money as possible, so they can keep as much of the pot for themselves. But it's
Buck
still
voting is
it's
at
you
88.
look at it on the surface, it's like looking at fucking Rockfin's compensation agreement with his creators. It's like, why would anyone sign up for this? This is
Wow.
fucking retarded.
The video where I drive to Bucky's in Texas,
Yeah,
Madrugada, featuring Shahid Bolson,
yeah.
that's 109. No More Words is at 132, but now we've gone back 4 months. Wow. Hanyang Aseo, K-Poop
Hmm.
Remix, the song in Korean, 134. The Koreans are on top. Wow. So there you have it, folks. That's as far as I'm going for now. It's North Korea in the lead. Said no one ever, but
Actually,
here we are.
Yona, it just hit
Here
the
we are.
news wires within, as far as I know, within the last hour. But apparently, there's scuttlebutt in the intelligence community about a secret North Korean ballistic missile base on the border with China that has the capability of reaching the United States. Again, I can neither confirm nor deny these reports myself. This is just what I'm seeing in other newsy channels out there.
Now, when they say reach the United States,
Yeah.
are we talking about continental United States, the 50 United States, or 50 United States and all U.S. territories, as to include Saipan and Guam, which are literally pissing distance?
Well, that's true. They are pretty
Because that
close
makes a
there.
difference. Because
Yeah.
every time North Korea rattles their sword, and then we hear that they're going to hit American soil, it always ends up being Guam and Saipan, which is like two islands that we took from Japan at the end of World War II that are at the far western end of the Pacific.
Right. Well, let's see how much disclosed TV gives us here. So it says the Sinpung Dong missile base, hidden 17 miles from China's border, houses up to 9 nuclear capable ICBMs, as according to the Center for Strategic and International Studies, who's probably highly sus. Quote, missiles stationed there pose a nuclear threat to East Asia and the continental United States, the report says. And apparently it's been operational since 2014.
Wow. So they
Interesting.
literally have dick shaped missiles that are going to bust out of the mountainside from the Dong Missile Operating Base. That checks out.
Yeah. Simpon Dong.
Yeah. Sin Pung Dong.
I know, it sounds like
These
Simpon
names.
Dong, which is
Sin,
probably, not too
Sin
far from
Pung
the
Dong.
truth.
Sin Pung Dong.
We are talking about a world leader. So there's that usually involves butt stuff.
Yeah, Pyongyang to the yin
Yeah.
yang at Sin Pung Dong. Anyways, say that fast 3 times. It's the Frozen Chosen. And here comes the Red Army across the Yalu River. Um, Basically, South Korea is American occupied Korea. Who's kidding who?
Hmm.
The Americans leave South Korea, it'll just all be Korea again. Duh. What happened when we left Vietnam again? Where is South? Can you please show me on the doll where South Vietnam and Saigon are located, please? Can't find it. Mekong, me gone. Anyways, we're still in French Indochina, which led me back to white flag. Um, just packing up a bowl here. I should probably.
What, you can't do two things at once?
Well, I was going to play the song or play a little bit of it, like live, because
Oh,
that's
wow.
one of the.
We've never done that before.
Really? Have I never played live? That's the first, I think.
I
It's
think it's the
first time
first.
tonight.
Yeah.
It is the first time tonight. Um, because I had a dream that I was in the Plain of Jars, which is in Laos, and it's during the I think what historians officially call the Southeast Asia conflict, because technically speaking, Congress never declared war on Vietnam, much less Cambodia or Laos or any of the other Ho Chi Minh Trail countries. But
Mm-mm.
that doesn't matter.
No, because we were originally just serving as advisors
Right
to the French who were
after the French
hightailing it
Wall.
out of there. And then after the French, the interim Vietnamese government, as they were getting things set up. And then it was like, we're already there. We might as well just
Yeah.
go ahead and start bombing the fuck out of the place.
But what was weird is we actually
It'll
dropped
make
more
them feel
bombs.
more American.
We dropped more bombs on Laos than Vietnam, which is weird. Like, because you have to realize how many bombs we dropped on Vietnam.
Right.
And then if you can somehow wrap your head around that, now imagine Laos, and we dropped even more bombs there. And you're like, well, how is that possible? I never really heard about that. Well, that's possible because it was mainly CIA ops
Mm.
in Laos,
Yeah, back when they
and
still had
you didn't have
control
a
of
need to
Spec Ops.
know. So
Yeah.
why would you know? You didn't have a need to know.
Mm-mm.
And quit asking.
No, and it certainly didn't have anything to do with taking out their competition in the drug trade either. Why would you even think of something like that, Yona? I don't know. That just doesn't make any sense.
All right, so an NBC and a Khmer Rouge and a Vaucoche come in. No, I'm not going to. So, anyways, I had this dream. I'm in the Plain of Jars, and I see the Légionnaires étrangers, the French Foreign Legionnaires. I'm hearing this melody and everything. And so when I woke up, I like made the the music video first. And then while the music video was playing and I turned my keyboard around, then I played the music as the video was going. So it was more like I was composing like a soundtrack,
Okay.
right? Um, but anyways, with that being said, this is White Flag Surrender. And unfortunately, I can't sing the lyrics because I never wrote down the lyrics because I just freestyle the song. Um, so
You
that's
know,
one of
you
the
can
things I
always
need to
go
do.
back and pull them
Yeah,
out of the recording, right?
yeah. I'll just have to go back and transcribe it, and then I can practice it.
Priorities.
Let's
That's what
see
it's all
here.
about.
White flag. All right. Anyways, that's just a little taste of it here. Man, I
Oh,
really
I
want.
thought we were going to get the whole thing. I was going to talk to the people while you were doing that.
Oh well, I keep looking at this bowl of weed over here, and newsflash. High Yona's a fucking pothead, and I got more weeds, so I guess we're just gonna smoke weed till I die. Every day. Let's see. I'm
What
gonna
else is
pull
there
up.
to do?
I'm gonna
You
pull
know,
up.
apparently, Yona, I don't know if you saw the news this week. Apparently, Americans are losing their taste for alcohol. Like, especially the kids. For some reason, the kids are like, nah, I'm good, man.
Is it because of the weeds? Or are they blaming it on the weeds?
Yeah, yeah, that seemed to be the angle that they were taking. Which,
There's a.
hey, look, makes sense to me. If I have my choice between one or the other, I'll smoke weed all day long, and I've
All
done
right,
it
I've got
before,
the rumble pulled
and I
up
have the
from the
receipts to
song.
prove it.
But before I just share the screen from the rumble, I got a question for you.
Oh yeah,
Because I've got the original MP4 file. Wait a second. I may have asked this question 75 or so episodes out of, I don't know, what are we up to? 82.
78, but who's counting?
I thought this was episode 82.
Correct. You said how
So
many
never
times
mind.
you'd ask?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll just screen share the rumble then.
All right.
Yeah. At this point, I already know what the answer is. And whose fault is that?
It's the producer's fault.
Streamlab.
Oh, well, yeah, ultimately it's Streamlabs' fault.
I can share MP4s on the other platform.
That's different. That's
Y'all need to level
completely
up.
different setup.
Powered by Streamlabs. Well, power up harder. Um, let's see. So, yeah, check out this writing because I actually have the name of the song written out in Lao. And so, when I talk about DNBN, which is the Battle of DNBN, is when the French had their ass so thoroughly kicked. We're
Right.
talking like almost 8,000 French soldiers died. One battle lasted 2 days. Ouch.
It is a bloodbath, yeah.
Ouch. And when the French occupied the area and they called it L'Indochine Française or French Indochina, L'Indochine, that included, because when they left, then it's like all of a sudden it's Laos and Cambodia and Vietnam. But those three countries together form French Indochina.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why still to this day, one of the lingua franca in those three nations is still le français, French. So without further ado, mesdames et messieurs, drapeau blanc, white flag. Let's see here. That is a weird looking language. That's some wild shit.
Est-ce le châtiment, Dieu sévère? Celui-ci va mourir. Et celui-ci. 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 Près des 3/4 de ces hommes vont mourir.
Nobody takes a
Plus de
loss better than the
7700 de
French.
ces hommes ne reviendront jamais.
How can you tell if it's a French soldier, Drizzle?
They're surrendering?
Yeah, their arms are up.
Yeah.
It might be too soon.
No, it's never too soon. I was going to say, when the French left that area, they did what they always did. They say, I give up, and went home.
Yep. Wave the white flag, now run back home.
Yep.
Strong stench, smoke over the trench. White flag, surrender. Whole life to render. New letter, turn to sender. white flag. Roll on his white, just fall back. Now surrender. Plain of Jars covers several, I don't know, like 40, 50 square mile area. There's literal thousands of these things. More words to pun, one of the most bizarre things on earth. Gonna take more lives to find you. Appropriation, miscalculations, wave the white flag, no hesitation, no trepidation, no explanation.
Are they concrete?
Those are carved out of solid stone. Smoke over the trench. And the fact that there's so many thousands of things. And who the fuck liberate from bench? And then they like test them and they're like, there's so many fucking thousands of shit snip years old. They're like, what the fuck is this? Ce sont les mégaliths de Laos. They are the megaliths of the high Laos.
Hanging out in Laos.
Vive la campagne.
All right.
Smoke twirls.
I guess I'll allow it.
Les grands pôles rochers. Les mégaliths. That's for all you francophones out there. Wind blows as the smoke curls. White flag, flapping in the breeze. Not a care in the world, just doing as I please. It's all for my homies. Uh-oh, here they come, Driz. God damn, they're popping out of every hole I look. Oh, that's not good.
I think somebody's going to have a bad day.
Maybe they're American.
No. If they were American, they just...
no, they're chanting
bombs,
Vietnam. We're fucked.
Yeah.
We're fucked. They're chanting in Vietnam.
You would have just seen explosions on the ground, and that would have been it.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Sometimes W, sometimes L.
So
depends
what
on
were
whether or
those?
not you're France.
I've never heard anything about those structures before. So they're carved and in some cases hollowed out stone, like cylindrical stone edifices.
Like they literally look like huge 17th century cannons.
Kinda.
Except they're like big jars that were actually used for fermenting food.
That makes sense.
When the food would ferment inside of it, it would make this bubbly liquid that when you drink it, you get all wobbly and horny and shit. Booze.
Maybe that's why the kids don't have sex anymore. Because they're not getting drunk anymore.
That's right. You need drugs and alcohol in order to be able to fuck ugly people and crazy people. Or both.
Well, you don't always need it, but oftentimes it helps.
Well,
it just depends on the situation. That's what I found.
In this case, we're not talking a Venn diagram, Kamala. Okay, you can have crazy and you can have ugly, but if it's crazy and ugly, we're going to need to add alcohol. It's just that simple. I mean, because,
Well, yeah, that's a given.
Because
I
to
thought that
take
was
the
part of the
crazy and the
rules of
ugly,
engagement.
you've got to have the beer goggles and the loss of awareness. It takes a constellation to be in alignment.
It takes a
Mercury's got to be
village.
in retrograde. Um, Uranus has to be waxing. You know. Anyways, I've been getting into this cosmology shit. I told you about
Have
that.
you?
The tarot cards. The
Oh,
clues
yeah.
were there. Remember the Snoop Dogg?
Hmm?
Snoop poop poster?
Yeah.
Who can forget Yona's song that featured the Serbian language, which I believe was the 34th language I'd remixed. We're up to 41. Anyways,
Yeah.
keep track. With Thai. What's going to be the next language? Offer a guess. If you win, you still get nothing. Anyways,
Hmm.
I was thinking we were going to take a shit on. Oh, I remember now. I said last week
Yeah.
we're going to go up the Colorado River. No, folks. Not the one by Las Vegas.
Before we
The
get there, Yona.
other
Before we get there.
Colorado
Before
River.
we get there.
That's at
Real
11
quick.
o'clock. That's at 11
Real
o'clock.
quick. All
We've
right.
still got
Well,
24 minutes. We're good
before.
on time, Driz. Take it away.
Right. So you actually you have the unique opportunity this week to take several victory laps. Not just
That's right.
one, but at least two and possibly more. First of which, and probably the foremost, I think, would be that a new investigation from AP News that just released this week reported that America's rail bridges are self-inspected, meaning inspected by the people that own them, and that the
Not by the highway
findings,
department. And they're the
correct.
most dangerous. They're the weakest link of the infrastructure, which I've bitched
Well,
about to no end.
here's the interesting part about it, Yona. The
Somebody else
findings,
noticed.
no, the findings of those inspections are secret. So we don't know what the result was. So the rail companies investigated themselves and they found out there was nothing wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I literally. This is
Actually, I
funny.
put that in the Telegram newsy channel a couple days ago.
I just watched my first train video in weeks.
Oh yeah.
And it's probably been almost a month since I'd watched any kind of train video.
Were you trying to cut back?
And, well, I've just been doing other things. Not had that much time really to spend. So 3 days ago, one of my homies, shout out B12 Productions, dropped his video on NASA's rocket train derailment. It's only about 6 minutes long, but it was one of the most embarrassing derailments in U.S. history because it impacted several space shuttle launches.
Oh
Um,
wow.
kind of funny. Actually, you know what? Let me throw it up here.
Memorable, expensive things.
No. Go back. Go back. Let's take it back to the beginning.
Yeah, you
There
gotta
we
you gotta
go.
reshare it, or
And
the
then
people
let's go over
can't.
here and let's share
Yeah.
YouTube. And
All right,
do I
I
need some
guess.
audio? All right. Yeah, we'll have audio. Okay. So here is an actual example of what Drizzle was just mentioning in this AP report. This would be a short line railroad, the Mobile and Shitsniff or whatever it was. And okay, before I started here, imagine if your trestle is already sagging between the piers, right? And it's all made of wood, going across the swamp.
Older ladies out there know what he's talking about.
And it's only, maybe 8 to 10 feet above the swampland or whatever until it finally gets to the end abutment and the embankment. Takes it from there, and it's like going on a levee. But as it's getting to the end of the bridge, where it's got these saggy parts, they were like, well, let's just take We'll take railroad ties and lay them all this way, and then we'll stack another layer and we'll lay them this way,
Yeah.
and then we'll lay them this way, and then we'll lay them that way until we get all the way to the top. And that way, if it tries to sag any further, it'll just rest on those.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to really, bolt them together or anything.
Right.
And
Because just the force of the weight would
right,
keep everything in place.
And so
Kind of like how the pyramid works mostly.
put about like 3 or 4 of those down the track, and that should be enough to support solid fuel rocket boosters for the space shuttle program. Surely,
Oh yeah, sure, fine, no
yeah,
problem. Yeah,
shouldn't
we
be
got that.
no problem. Let's roll that bean footage.
Cargo ends up in the mud after a trestle collapses in Alabama.
Turns out that was an
We'll talk about what
bridge
happened out
repair,
here,
but it was never
and
inspected.
I'll explain
so.
what NASA uses this special train for. All that and more is next.
I gotta cut your mic because you're slapping back.
One of the most memorable and expensive things I've ever recorded on the rails was this train hauling components for a NASA rocket launch.
You know, I think we can all agree, when you need something really big shipped over land, the railroad is probably who you should call.
I doubt I'll ever see anything like this in person again. The train was hauling 10 booster motor segments for NASA's SLS, or Space Launch System. These will eventually be used to get NASA's Artemis II mission into space. That mission will take 4 astronauts around the moon and back. Here's footage from the unmanned Artemis I mission that launched on November 16, 2022.
And liftoff of Artemis I. We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
The 2 solid rocket boosters are on either side of the brown SLS core stage.
Confirmation that the solid rocket boosters have separated.
Although the Artemis program has been delayed, the goal is ultimately to get humans back on the moon and pave the way for missions to Mars. I saw Norfolk Southern train 056 passing through Atlanta, Georgia, back in September 2023 on its way to the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. This journey actually started in Utah, and the train eventually made it to its destination in Florida with no issues. But that was not the case back in May 2007. This train, hauling rocket booster segments for the Space Shuttle program, derailed near Myrtlewood, Alabama on the Meridian and Bigby Railroad after the trestle it was traveling on collapsed. Workers had actually just finished repairing the trestle shortly before it came down, and the area had seen heavy rains leading up to the accident. The recovery would be a challenge. The area was remote and the cargo was fragile, to say the least. Contractor R.J. Corman was called in to help with the cleanup. As you can see, some of the cars remained upright and did not drop when the trestle collapsed. According to a Federal Railroad Administration accident investigation report, quote, the accident was caused by the rotation of several of the timber bents of Bridge 48.8 owing to their initial out-of-plumb condition and lack of longitudinal bracing under a train load that exceeded the nominal capacity of the bridge. The timber bents they're referring to are these temporary cribbing supports. The effort
Yeah. Oh wow. They disintegrated.
So the only thing that was holding up the bridge were these what are called timber bents, where they just crisscross up to.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wow.
because the trestle was originally constructed in the 1870s. And it's got the original timbers. And this was in 2000 and... never mind.
Wow.
Yay, privately owned railroads.
There you go.
The reason why I stopped watching rail videos is because every time I watch a rail video from any other country, it's got concrete ties and tunnels and steel
So
and
modern
concrete
infrastructure.
Yeah,
It's not all wooden ties and, driving
18.
stakes into the ground and all that.
We've got 19th century rail infrastructure being worked to death in the 21st century with the longest trains that have ever been hooked together on planet Earth, sending trains that are 4 and 5 miles long. Granted, the NASA rocket train was not that long. It only had 3 engines pulling about 15 cars, but that's because solid rocket fuel booster sections are really heavy, and wood cribbing will not.
Apparently wasn't up to the task.
Oh my God!
Who could have guessed?
What's your next story? You said that. I saw that last night. That was the first image that came to mind. It really brought it home for me.
Well, I mean, AP thought it was important enough that it needed to be on the front page. So I was like, wow, that's interesting. I wonder why they're pointing that out now. Especially with has the Norfolk Southern merger, has that already gone through? Has it been completed? Or is it still in process?
That's still in process. Norfolk Southern is going to be gobbled up by Union Pacific.
Right.
Working in my career as an engineer, occasionally I have had to pull up bridge inspection reports to see, what the latest inspection was or the inspection history, and you just click on the link for the PDF and look at the bridge inspection history. That is, used to be able to, because here's the shocker. Wait for the other shoe to drop. There it went. You cannot access bridge inspection data or any bridge deemed a critical span anywhere in the United States, according to Homeland Security.
No, it's national security. That's not for you, civilian.
You know what? Let me find footage from that. Okay, it was a Rhode Island bridge closed for allegedly just repaving. Mount Hope Bridge. All right, Mount Hope Bridge. Okay, and there about a Rhode Island. All right, this is our friend Casey Jones once again, riding that train, high on cocaine. It's our friend Casey Jones. All right, shout out to the Grateful Dead. Let's see, that is Grateful Dead, right? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Well, hi, everyone. Brace yourself. I've got a video about a Rhode Island bridge that is not the Washington Bridge. And today I'm talking about the Mount Hope Bridge. Tim White with WPRI broke a story last month. I'm recording this video on August 8th, 2025, about how an inspection was completed of this bridge in the fall of 2024, and he had requested a copy of that inspection report, and the Rhode Island Bridge and Transit Authority refused to give him a copy of those reports, citing Department of Homeland Security concerns. So I'm going to go over what the issues were, and more importantly, I have a solution, a path forward that can satisfy the public here, I think, for their important need to know about what they're driving over every day. So this is the location I'm referring to.
It's kind of important.
Mount Hope Bridge. It's a suspension bridge spanning the Mount Hope Bay in eastern Rhode Island, and it's at one of the narrowest gaps in the Narragansett Bay, and it connects the Rhode Island towns of Portsmouth and Bristol. The bridge was completed in 1929, total length of 6,138 feet, width of 28 feet, and it's a pretty high bridge, 285 feet. Now, I looked at the bridge rating in the National Bridge Inventory, and it's listed as being in fair condition. And they're getting ready to close the Mount Hope Bridge from August 14th to August 18th for resurfacing of the bridge deck. Now, RIPTA has jurisdiction over main bridges, the Mount Hope Bridge, Sakonnet River Bridge, Jamestown Verrazano Bridge, and the Newport Pell Bridge. Let's just look at this Google Earth image. As we zoom in, you can see the patchwork nature of the existing deck. It's a pretty rough ride from what I understand. This bridge carries about 20,000 vehicles per day. So not nearly the high traffic volume that you have for, say, the Washington Bridge at well over 100,000 vehicles a day, but it's important nonetheless. So as I mentioned, Tim White did this story last month. There are private consultants working for RIPTA that perform these inspections. And again, it's not unusual. There's certain bridges across the country that are considered at risk for bad actors, usually major bridges over waterways, navigable waterways. And as an example, the Key Bridge here
in Baltimore
Maryland,
Harbor, really
collapsed in March of 2024 due to an impact from an ocean-going cargo ship hitting one of the piers on its main span. And I discovered that Maryland officials had commissioned a study at the end of 2002 evaluating the risks to their signature bridge projects throughout the state. And after the main span of the Francis Scott Key Bridge had collapsed, I submitted a public records request for these studies, and they redacted them in their near entirety. It was completely worthless, citing Homeland Security issues. I'm thinking,
that didn't come from Maryland. That came from Langley.
For a bridge that's sitting in the Patapsco River. But it just goes to show you, these days it seems like the government knows way more about us than we know about the government. But I think.
What a great way to leave it. What a great way to leave it.
That is a great way to leave it. That's a hell of a clip.
Government
right there.
knows more about us than we know about the government, and a civil engineer, bridge expert in the field of bridgey stuff that does videos on all kinds of spans and is a engineering professor, for Christ's sake, and specializes in geotechnical and piling work with, building bridge piers and abutments. I mean, he's literally a fucking expert. And you see, like, they gave him, like, what was the point of even sending that to him? Everything was redacted except for the titles and subtitles. And
that's what they like to do to people. It's like, okay, let's see what you do with this. Kind of like the bullshit that I'm dealing with local folks right now.
And these are inspection reports for a bridge that's laying in the Patapsco River, as he pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no longer a threat to national security as a structure over a critical waterway if it's already in the waterway. But
well, the whole national security thing is that the information in the public's hands is the national security threat. That's why you can't have it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of people don't get that.
I mean, that's why
they're like, I'm an American. I have a right to it. No, you don't. You didn't read the fine print.
In a previous episode, that's why Google Maps does not depict Raven Rock Mountain Complex.
Where?
You have to go to any of the other map platforms on planet Earth, and they all show it, but not Google. Anyway, because it's secret.
MapQuest? Can MapQuest tell me how to get there?
Wait a second. Oh,
what?
I'm going to do it again. Let's do it again. All right, let me go over here. Let's go to Via Michelin.
Is MapQuest still a thing?
.fr.
Did I just date myself?
All right. Let's go to share screen.
You got all kinds of goodies this week.
All right. Itinéraire sur Via Michelin, des idées d'escale sur votre route. Découvrir. Calculer. Des contenus pour vous inspirer. Yeah, I don't need all that shit. How do we get rid of that? All right, thank you. Ouvrir le panneau? No, monsieur. Let's see. I wonder if they showed us the Gulf de Mexique or the Gulf de l'Amérique.
Ooh.
Is France sucking that? Oh, Gulf de Mexique.
Hmm.
You
That makes
motherfucker.
sense. I mean, the French are jerks.
Motherfuckers. And look at that. Isn't that cute? Baton Rouge has got the little accent. And they actually put Nouvelle Orleans above New Orleans.
Hmm.
They're not doing that to any of what, Georgie? Does that say George? Oh my God. So is this Caroline? Yes, Caroline du Sud. All right, we are definitely on a douchey, faggoty ass French map. I think
Yep.
I've established that as a fact now. Philadelphia? Really? Really? Of course they would go gay with that. All
Oh,
right.
by the way, I found out what August 21st is the first day of.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, shooter season.
Oh, look,
We had
Emmitsburg.
people going crazy with guns all over the country today.
Oh, we're close. There's Emmitsburg. All right.
Where the hell are
Good
you?
summit.
Oh,
Okay. There's Harbo Valley Road.
yeah.
All
No,
right.
it doesn't show it.
There it is. There's the road, I think. But we're not getting anything. That's all right. Go over here to Eblade. All right. Now,
I wonder if
where?
they show the parking lot.
Okay. There's
No,
Harbo Valley Road. Well, all right. And there, where is my motorcycle parking?
it's right there, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the motorcycle park.
Yeah,
There's
because
that
those
gate.
are two of the entrances right there.
That entrance there. Okay. It's right there.
Hmm.
Historique. Beirut. Michelin. Nope. It's not there. All right. Well, turns out it's not just Google that sucks.
It's also the Macron brothers.
If you need a good map, don't go to the faggy French.
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of a rule of thumb. Don't go to the French for anything.
So just remember the fake and gay, the rule of fake and
I mean,
gay.
unless you're into like a horrible body odor and stale cigarette smell. And then it's French got that for you all day.
That's basically like the way this room smells, except add more weed. Um, so if you need fake maps, go to Google. If you need gay maps, go to Michelin, like Michelin tires. Either way, you're going to be fucked.
Yeah.
I recommend OpenStreetMap. OpenStreetMap.
That was the good one, wasn't it?
Yep. But the Russian maps and the Chinese maps, they're good too. I mean, I would go and we'll tell you what, we'll make this a recurring segment because we kept fucking with Bluffdale and they kept wanting to order cauliflower crust fucking pizza and really like we started at the show bitching about Utah. Yes, I'm still bitching about Utah. Fuck Utah. We're fucking with Emmitsburg, Maryland at this point. 'Cause, I mean, it's half of Raven Rock Complex is actually back inside of Maryland anyway,
Yeah.
right next to Emmitsburg, which for those that are unawares, that is the home of a university. I want to say it's Mount St. Mary's.
I think so, yeah.
Let's see. How smart is
It's
Fiona?
also around about the area where Blair Witch was alleged to take place, wasn't it?
Mhm. That's
Yeah.
right. What school is in Emmitsburg, Maryland? Is it Mount
Surprise, there's
St.
a
Mary's
secret
University?
government installation there. What have
Son
they
of a
ever done
bitch!
that in a movie before?
Mount St. Mary's University is a private liberal arts Catholic university in the Catoctin Mountains, Emmitsburg, Maryland. Mount St. Mary's. Son of a bitch. Nailed it, son. And it's a private liberal arts school. So that means they probably have dildo. Well, yeah, they probably have dildo studies.
I would imagine. It is Maryland.
Yeah. Oh my God. I just realized I could get oh wow, there's like shit dripping out of the pipe. That's what that stinky brown shit is.
Yeah, it's called resin.
Wow. So, anyways, Mount St. Mary's, Emmitsburg, Raven Rock. We're going to do a regular segment. And so next week, remind me, we're going to check the Alibaba maps. Because
Alibaba?
Alibaba is like the main Chinese platform. And it's
Oh, okay.
kind of like a Google equivalent, except, less fake, more hammer and sickle.
Gotcha.
Yay, Mao.
Interesting that they call it Alibaba.
I know, right?
So do they also have demons running the show like Google does, or is it different technology?
I mean, isn't a Central Communist Party basically a cabal of demons to begin with? Let's be honest.
It just depends on how
I'd
you
put on a
define
suit and
words,
tie and
really.
stand in front of a tank any day. Hello, Tiananmen. That I watch those videos now, and it feels like a psyop. Like this one dude is going to stop the tank from like, and why are we watching one dude versus a tank? Like, is that really a thing?
I mean,
I don't,
I don't know, because
I don't know.
I can see that point of view, right? It'd be like if the situation were to have been in Washington D.C. instead, right? Would there have been an actual American that would have stood in front of a tank rolling down the street?
In DC, absolutely, and they'd have purple hair and be high on heroin, and wouldn't even realize they're there because. Have you been to DC lately? Have you ridden the metro
Thank
lately?
God, no.
Oh God, you might want to take a different pair of
God
clothes to
willing, I
change
will
into,
never
or
go back.
actually, if you have a jumpsuit you could put on before you board the red line, be my advice.
Texas is actually closer than I wanted to be.
I mean, you're telling me, but Yona, I'm in Crystal City. I landed at Reagan. I thought it was close. I just need to catch an Amtrak. Hail a cab, motherfucker.
Right.
Don't take the metro. Yeah, it goes right to Union Station, but do you really want to sit in and you're going to be breathing that shit the whole time? Like,
Yep.
well, what are you going to do when you're sitting there with your luggage and you look over on the seat across the aisle? There's literally a fucking poop log in the seat. And there's a guy on the back of the train smoking crack, scratching his neck, like,
Uh,
and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
actually, that
Wait,
might not be going on anymore,
that's
Yona.
right. I forgot the Trump took over DC.
Our beloved POTUS with the MOTUS. He's actually on the prowl in the district of criminals tonight, cracking skulls and locking people up.
Do we have guardsmen riding all the way out to Franconia, Springfield though?
I don't know. I
Because
figure
this
they've
whole
probably
thing
got
with the
like some
National
sort of
Guard
convoy going with the flags.
not
You know
only
how they like to
applies
do
to
that.
DC, which would then make me think, well, then once they hit Rosslyn and pop across the Potomac, and depending on what
I
line you're
don't
on,
know
too,
how much jurisdiction he has
as soon as
across
you
the
hit
Potomac.
Farragut, well, now he also deputized the Metro Police though, so the Metro Police rides the Metro train, so they're covered.
Oh, I don't
They're
know.
covered.
That's a good question.
Now, if you're on the Virginia rail sections, because Northern Virginia has its own commuter rail system too, that just goes further than just what the Washington Metro does.
Mm. I'm interested to find out how many arrests he made personally.
Oh, I did hear some stats about that, and I think
Oh,
it
yeah?
was like it worked out to 270 guardsmen per arrest of the force that was there, and most of them were really, really young and for like jaywalking or blinking while
It took
black.
them 270 guardsmen to make one arrest?
Well, no, I mean
Who is this cat?
it was like 55 or I don't know. It was a
Sign
number.
him to a contract with the UFC, for Christ's sake.
We're just talking about detentions or arrests, and the number of detentions or arrests was less than 100. But then that was the denominator for however many thousands of National
All right,
Guardsmen,
I got you.
because
I think I
the National
understand.
Guardsmen that have showed up are not, because I will admit I did not realize that the district had its own National Guard unit. I
Correct. Yes, it
normally
does. A lot of
associate a
people don't know
National
that.
Guard unit with a state, and again, as we mentioned
And
previously,
DC's not a
DC
state.
is not a state, yet
Right.
they have a state National Guard for DC.
Correct.
Just okay, here we are. But
It
it's
doesn't
only
have
so
to make
big.
sense, Yona.
It's only so big. So, that being said, apparently Ohio and Pennsylvania and Illinois and Virginia and a couple of other state National Guards have sent some of their own guardsmen up to DC to help out.
I think Alabama was looking to send some because it had been a while since they'd been able to, rough folks
start
up and
heading up
whatever.
toward Gaithersburg and Bethesda and,
Ooh.
dangerous neighborhoods there. Lots of the coloreds.
Yeah, they're
Seventy
not
Fourth
going to
Street.
go anywhere near Baltimore, though. I figured that out early on. I was like, the next place they go should probably be Baltimore, which is why they're not going to go there. So Baltimore's just screwed. Sorry.
Well, I will give them credit. These soldiers are not stupid. I mean, if you're going to send them to Baltimore, don't forget Camden.
But they're not going to send them to Baltimore.
Yeah.
They don't care about Baltimore. That's been obvious since at least the 1980s. They've just been letting Baltimore rot. And I'm not quite sure exactly why.
Did you know there's some really shitty parts of Wilmington too, believe it or not. Wilmington, Delaware is it's actually a shithole.
Shocker.
There's a lot of shitholes in America at this point. I don't want to offend anyone from the first state, but because I am in the middle of the Rust Belt and on the Cancer Trench, Cancer Valley. Ooh, it's pretty. Well, actually, they are building some new data centers around here, so it's not all bad. And the drone factory, and
Oh yeah,
they're
how's
making
your
use
power
of
bill doing?
the Portsmouth gaseous diffusion plant, which is north of here by about I don't know about a 35-40 minute drive from here north, going up the highway. And they used to do the gaseous diffusion process to enrich uranium for uranium fuel rods to be used. But they also made weapons grade uranium for the big boomy boom things. But they finally shut down.
Right, to blow up
And
brown people.
and they've been trying to figure out what to do with the place. And there's already been a couple of other radioactive sites that were cleaned up, moved on rails, taken over there, and dumped. So they already had a nuclear waste landfill, toxic dump,
Right.
nuclear waste dump.
Super fun site.
Yeah, it's funny. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is now. Well, part of it.
Yeah.
Part of it. But they're cleaning it up. But
Sure they are.
they also have permits.
They're just shoving it in a closet.
They also have permits on the other 2/3 of the facility that are not under the Superfund cleanup site, where the old factory buildings and stuff were
Well, there he went. I take my attention away for 1 second. Apparently, this is what we're not supposed to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen.
So as I was saying, on the other 2/3 of the property, um, we got room to bury more nuclear waste there. And 3, 2, 1. We're still here? Okay. I feel so special. I feel so special.
Why? Because they're hanging on your every word?
When they drop my signal and I look down and I've got 5 out of 5 bars and everything, and I'm like, what was that? I feel special.
It does. The funny thing is, it just doesn't even bother me anymore. It's almost like I expected at this point.
Well, the best part about the nuclear toxic waste dump at Portsmouth plant is it's sitting right on the groundwater table.
Well, I mean,
To
if you're going to
the
do it, that's how you want to do it,
But
right?
not just any groundwater table. It's in the middle of a huge underground aquifer river that flows north to south called the Tees Valley Aquifer, and it stretches from Canada almost all the way to the Carolinas.
That's pretty big.
There's huge aquifers that are underneath the ground, like the Oglala Aquifer out in the Great Plains state.
Right.
Extends down into, well, it used to extend down into West Texas, but they're it's just about sucked completely dry.
Damn.
There's the
Well,
San
there's
Joaquin Aquifer that was under the California Central Valley. It's been sucked dry to the point that they've got subsidence in some places 50, 60 feet from what it was,
oh
80
yeah.
years. Crazy.
No, California's got serious water problems. Which
The
is
whole
why I
country.
can't understand why they're wanting to put data centers in California. Like,
So
are you
what was the?
insane?
There were two stories that you had. One was the rail infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one?
The other one was the Maya train, the mighty
Oh,
Mexican
Tren
Maya
Maya.
train. Yeah,
Yeah.
derailed in the Yucatan this week.
Oh.
Yeah, AMLO was not on board, from what I understand.
Oh, thank God.
Nor was Claudia, unfortunately.
Oh, thank God. Well, I
I
wonder
still
why.
cannot believe they let her be president.
Most of most of the Trend Maya is running on new laid track. Most, but not all. And so I would just be shocked if there was a derailment on the new laid track with the clips
Hmm.
and the steel ties, unless there was like a tree across the road or something. I guess we should look into that. Let's see here.
I don't know.
What's
I
going
forget
on?
where I got the story from. Probably AP.
I derailment. Uh,
I'll find it in a minute.
Director of the Trend Maya rules out in derailment and calls it a.
Oh, did you find it already?
A traffic accident. Come on, man. A track mishap blamed for partial Trend Maya. Let's go to Mexico News Daily.
That sounds
Running
like a
from
reputable
Cancun to
publication.
Bermuda. Track error. Uh,
There it is.
Oh. right, let me throw up this picture here. Well, I've never seen anything like this.
Wait, is it bad?
It's bizarre. So the train was going down through a station at Cancun for the direction of Merida. And before all four cars of the train had passed the rail switch to the siding track, I guess the train wasn't moving fast enough, and the track switch it through to the siding. And so the fourth car in the train then starts going over to the siding track when the other three cars have already proceeded down the main line track. I don't know if you can see where the guy's finger is pointing.
Yeah.
Um, and so the train derailed because the rail switched before the train had fully cleared the track switch. I've never seen a derailment like that before. How do you throw the switch before the train?
They drink a lot of alcohol in Mexico. I'm just
Oh,
saying. I'm not making any judgments or anything. I'm just saying that's something that I observed. There's a lot of alcohol for sale in Mexico. It doesn't matter where you go. It's all over the place. That and sugary snacks.
yeah. See, if you look at the rails here, they're clipped together. It's overhead. Oh, automatic signals. Oh, that.
Hmm.
Oh, what? Yeah. Yeah.
So it was
Auto.
robot,
Those are automatic signals. So there's someone in an office
right?
that used their mouse to tap the little green square for that rail switch.
They like click a button.
They click a button, and then the train derailed. And ay carajo, oh
Yeah.
mierda,
Next week
I
would probably be a good time to take a vacation if you're that person, I would think.
yeah.
Just get away for a little bit.
If you have PTC, that won't happen.
Although they're probably
PTC is
already
positive train control,
yeah.
and PTC goes by transponder. So with the transponder system, if you tried to do that, the system would override you, and it won't let you throw that switch until the
Right.
train is passed.
No, they don't. They don't. I'm pretty sure they don't do that in Mexico.
Well, the problem is
Have you seen how they
Trend
do
Maya.
electrical wiring in Mexico?
They wanted to go ahead and get the trains running
Mhm.
on the Trend Maya system, but they didn't have all of the overhead wires out yet for it to just run strictly on electric.
Right.
And they didn't have all of the double track laid out, so they just went
Which
to
is
single
really
track.
funny to hear you say that, having lived in Mexico. They
So
didn't
they're like,
have the
you know what?
wires overhead.
We're gonna
Okay,
get
sure.
Juan and Jose and Luis Maria and Valentino, and they're all gonna do their own
Or
stretch,
string
just
it up through the tree.
one single track. But we're gonna clear the embankment for two tracks. But we'll get the one track open. We'll start running diesel trains on it while we're getting the second track in. And then when we get the second track in, then we'll put in the overhead electric. And then when we get that done, we'll put in the actual signals. Because I noticed the signal box in that picture, none of the signals are illuminated. And it's on a brand new concrete pedestal, which means, all right, well, now they've actually got the overhead electric put in. And now they've actually added the signal boxes and the signals.
Huh.
They're just not turned on yet. So
They might want to turn
I'm going to
those on.
say that they had GPS, GPS, got, it's satellite connected switching from a central switching board.
All right.
And so that way they can click on the mouse, and then the signal goes out, and within a few seconds, bloop, the switch turns.
Right.
And once the all of the overhead electric is strung out and all of the signal boxes are in place, then they'll turn it on, and then it'll be an automated computer system that can actually be used driverless. But right now, they're still doing it manual, the old fashioned way, because they really wanted to get these trains rolling.
Well, yeah. I
And so
mean, even
they started
the
rolling trains on it with
yeah,
diesel. Now they're back. Now they've got diesel electrics, and
even the
Mexico.
AP was talking about how the project was basically rushed because it was
Yeah.
the pet project of the president, and they were trying to get it done before he left office, even though there were all kinds of problems with it, and all different groups had issues with it, and so on and
Why?
so forth. They're like, no, fuck it, we're gonna get it done, which is, I mean, it's kind of in keeping with the Mexican spirit,
'Cause,
I think.
he sat down with the guys. He's like, "All right, Luis Maria, Juan, Jose, Valentino, come here,
Hmm?
amigos, trabajadores, escúcheme." You know,
It probably sounded very similar to that.
and he's like, "Okay, we got so much time to get from Merida to La Costa, Yucateco. All right, we need to get to Cancun and Tulum, down to Chetumal and back. We're going to make a big loop."
Right.
And they're like, "Boss, we can't make the loop in time." Okay. "Can we make it to Cancun?" "Boss, we can't get a double track laid to Cancun in time." "Single track." "Yeah." "All right. Okay. So I'm going to order the electric trains to run on the overhead electrified single track line. Excuse me, boss. What, Valentino? We can get the single track laid in time, but we're not going to be able to get all of the electric and stuff in time for the overhead." "Okay, no problem. We'll run single track driverless diesel trains." I'm sorry, boss. What, Luis Maria? "We can't run the driverless trains until we have the automated PTC system with all the track signal boxes and everything.
Right.
And we won't have those running until we have electricity running down the whole line, because those run off of." "Okay, what can we? So we can run a diesel train on single track, and then just keep building it as we're going along. Yeah, should be
So
fine."
essentially, what they did is they started with one of those pump handle platform cars, where you have
Yeah.
to have two people pumping the thing, and they're like, "We'll build up from there."
There was already a railroad line there. They just basically did a slight horizontal vertical realignment in some of the hairpins, whether it was cresting a hill or going around a sharp bend.
Hmm.
But for the most part, the Tren Maya follows an existing rail line that was already there. Granted, the line that was there before was a narrow gauge line, and this is a true standard gauge railroad, Stevenson gauge. So standard. And it's kind of like built with all the Chinese parts for a train, except they didn't have the Chinese build it, because you're in the Yucatan in fucking Mexico.
Right.
You don't need Chinese labor to build your shit. That's
No,
what
you got
Juan and
your
Jose and
own
Valentino
indigenous
and fucking Luis
slaves
Maria is
there.
for.
Yeah.
And if you think Luis Maria is a strange first name, wait till you hear his 4 middle names and his 2 last family names, because they're Mexican. It's normal to have 8 fucking names. Anyways,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. I'm actually not exaggerating.
I still
Drizzle
think,
knows.
yeah, well, I know. The strangest Mexican name I've heard so far was actually a dude I met here in the States. Josue.
I'm sorry, what?
Exactly. It's not Jose. I know plenty of Jose's. I know a few Juans as well. No, his name is Josue.
Osway.
Josue.
Osway. Like Joshua. Osway.
Similar.
Right. Isn't that special?
Yeah.
Bless his
I
heart.
never encountered that before a few years ago.
Josue.
Josue.
I've seen a Josue before.
I have as
And
well.
it was actually alcohol related. Which brings us back to Austin.
All the threads just tie together perfectly. It's just like
That
we
may be
drew it
the
up in the
best
pre-show
segue
meeting.
to Travis County, Texas ever. Speaking of alcohol, Austin. Go Longhorns. I mean, it's UT
Lord.
Austin. I mean, party town.
Are we covering the
Party town.
shooter in the fucking state capitol,
My
or
God,
what are
haven't
we
even
doing
climbed
this
out of
week,
the Colorado River bank yet. I'm still in the Colorado River, and you're already talking about the homeless, apparently crazy man that turned into, well,
It's
the
neither
funny thing is we were
confirmed nor
talking about it
denied
last
that he
week.
was a Democrat, ladies and gentlemen.
I was going to shit all over the transit system in Austin with their baggy
Right.
little red train. And you were like, now don't forget, Yona, it's false flag season. I'm like, look, we'll talk about Austin next week. I'm sorry, back to what you were saying.
I don't remember. What was I saying?
There was a shooter in Austin.
Oh, yeah, there's a shooter in the state capitol this week.
Allegedly.
I don't know. That's what the headline said. I didn't really bother to read the article because I was just like, eh.
It turned out to be a naked man in the Target parking lot who was targeting Target shoppers. Target shoppers were targeted by a naked man, and that turned into reports of the stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. I just had to do that.
Why am
Go
I
Horns.
not surprised?
Oh my God. I was all psyched to just shit all over Austin, and then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, I might get something. There's a lot of VD in Austin.
That there is.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Practice good hygiene.
I mean, well, it's always been that way, though.
I mean, starts out with spin the bottle. Next thing you know, you got to get more antibiotics for the urinary tract infection. It's terrible.
It's not fun. It's not fun at all. I don't recommend it. In case anyone was wondering.
It burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, Johnny Cash.
So, what are we letting Austin off the hook this week? Then is that what we're doing?
Well, I don't really want to shit on Texas, but Austin is the least Texas part of Texas at this point.
Correct.
So it's a paradox. It's a paradoxes.
In many ways.
Because then you go to San Antonio,
yeah.
And when you get in San Antonio and you're at the Alamo, well, now at that point, you couldn't possibly get any more fucking Texas than standing in front of the Alamo in San Antonio, Texas. The fact that it's country Texas, we don't do all that Mexican shit around here. Oh yeah, what county is it in? Is it Bexar County? No, it's Behar County, right?
But they don't do that Mexican shit.
We don't do that Mexican shit around
Oh, yeah.
here. It's San Antonio.
I'm getting pretty good with my draw. I've been practicing.
You can't get any more Texas than the Alamo and San Antonio. You can't get any less Texas than a naked guy targeting Target shoppers in downtown Austin. And that leads to a panicked evacuation at the state capitol.
At the state capitol. And again, this after the huge victory by the Republican Party, which again I think this was retaliation for the
Democrats
humiliation that the
finally came
Democrats
back
were
from
forced to
Chicago.
suffer this week.
They finally took the L.
Yeah,
So it's a victory lap for congressional redistricting.
yeah. Still waiting to hear whether or not Jasmine Crockett was involved with the shooting, but I'm sure if the details emerge, we'll have them
Oh,
for
did
you.
she lose her seat?
Yes.
They got rid of Crockett.
She is an ex-congressman now.
Well, I mean, she's still in office now. They haven't elected someone new. Oh no, wait. When does it become effective?
I honestly I don't know how that works. Like, because if her
'Cause
seat
normally
just
when
doesn't
they
exist
draw-
anymore, that district
Normally,
is
when they
gone.
draw the new map, then that means the next time, the next 2-year cycle, when there's new congressional races,
Right.
she won't be able to run again. So this means she's done. When her term's up, she's gone because her district will vanish at the end of the seated Congress. The Congress is already seated on the Hill.
I don't know.
When
I
they
don't know.
redraw a congressional district, and there's already a United States Congress that's already seated, the 150 shit sniff Congress or whatever. When they're already seated for their 2-year term, well, that's it. There's no way to get them out unless you do the whole expulsion.
Oh, so it's like every other government job.
But what this means is now Crockett won't be able to run for re-election in that district.
No.
She would have to run for re-election in whatever district it is now, which is probably where it's redrawn,
Right.
going to be more red and less blue. But she's in Dallas, which is it's particularly North Dallas, Grand Prairie and shit. So that's one of the most Democratic parts of the state. Whereas most of the rest of it is just a sea of
So it's
fucking
like
red.
Austin North.
But there's kind of like a blue corridor from like Dallas, Fort Worth, Cleburne, Waco, Killeen, Austin,
Right.
San Antonio. A thin blue line. And of course, you got some Democrats right there downtown Houston within the 610 ring.
I have a feeling though, she's not going away.
Nope.
For whatever reason, they seem to really like this woman, and they want to keep shoving her in our faces. Even those of us who don't participate in the game, like we're still supposed to pay attention to her for some fucking reason, and I'm like, I don't
Jasmine
understand
Crockett's
this.
half of the dream team. Jasmine Crockett, Stacey Plaskett, delegate for the U.S. Virgin Islands, and U.S. citizen. Did we forget
Dream
Stacey
team?
Plaskett? Dream team. Jasmine Crockett, Stacey Plaskett. Crockett Plaskett.
You're gonna have to throw some
Crockett
AOC
Plaskett.
in there to sell me on it. I'm sorry.
You know you want
neither
some
one
of
of
that.
them. No.
You want Plaskett Case as the roll dog. If you've never heard Stacey Plaskett Case, she's not even a full-blown Congress critter. She's a delegate from the territory of the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yeah,
She's
she's
actually
the
the
Eleanor Holmes
representative
Norton from the islands.
She's the representative for Epstein's Little St. James pedophile
Yep.
island, the Plaskett case. And she is bonkers fucking nuts. And somehow she's allowed to be in all these different congressional committees and to participate. It's the same thing as Eleanor Holmes Norton, who is the special delegate for the District of Columbia.
It has been for my entire life, as far as I know.
But not
which is amazing. That's an absolutely amazing run as a politician. Undefeated.
The Cherokee Nation has a delegate to U.S. Congress.
They do?
That gets to sit with Congress.
I've never heard that before.
Can't vote on anything.
Well, no. It's all ceremonial.
They just get to sit there and watch.
I mean, I'm talking about the entire Congress. It's just all ceremonial.
But the reason why the Cherokee delegate's there is because the Cherokee delegate comes back and reports to the tribal council. I mean, you could just use the internet or C-SPAN to do that these days, but it's in the treaty.
Hmm.
I
Oh,
was in
Lord
a,
knows we're all about honoring treaties.
I was in an amazing Dick Sword conversation the other day with this douche canoe. Anyways, and he was like, Native Americans
Do
get
I
so many.
know this douche canoe?
No,
Oh,
there's so many. There's so many.
there's yeah,
And they all think they're special. They are
correct.
really, actually. Um,
Depends on your
and he
definition.
was like, Native Americans have special rights, and they just need to do away with all these treaties and stuff. And I'm like, well, good news. Good news for you. They don't honor most of the treaties anyways, and they break them whenever necessary. So
Yep.
I really wouldn't get hung up over that fact.
Really, kind of whenever they want to. Yeah.
Then he was trying to make the argument about, all Native Americans should just be Americans like any other American. Like, right? He's like, but instead they're like this First Nation thing. Like, right? It's like, and there shouldn't be any First Nation thing anymore. It should just all be American. I'm like, oh, melting pot. Yeah, yeah. So, like, in other words, kill the Indian, save the man. It's like, yeah, it's a great idea. It's like, great news. Been doing that for 150
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, they're already doing
And we've
that.
already broken all the treaties, man. Great
Yeah.
news is I agree with you, and it's already historical fact.
Yeah.
What else you want to talk about? That was on the intellectualist, or was it Brainiac? I don't know. I was talking to the smart
Wow.
people. Kids going to Yale. I mean, isn't that where they skull poke Geronimo, or used to? I think
Still
Geronimo got
do.
his skull back. No, they still do, don't they?
Yeah, a couple times a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that where HW watched W? Anyway.
Masturbate, yes. In a
Yes.
coffin.
Yes.
Inside the windowless room, yes. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Because as far as we know, there's no videotape of it that the public has access to.
I mean, why can't you be First Nation and American at the same time? I don't know. American Indian.
Did you say, why
Problem
can't you just
solved.
go the fuck back to Europe, white man?
Or Native American. People would ask me,
Imagine that. Imagine if you guys were to run around in the streets screaming, "Go back to Europe! Go back to Europe! Go back to Scandinavia! Go back to France, you faggots!"
So, when I went overseas with the old U.S. passport there,
Oh wow!
and I would tell people, I get over there in Ecuador. There.
There you go.
What a picture.
Wow, you were so young.
Yeah. Turismo. Had all my teeth. And look
I
at
see
that.
that.
Party up front, business out back. Anyways, I guess I'm kind of
Anselmo
talking.
didn't fuck around.
But
Except when he was fucking around.
when I would meet my friends, and they would be like, and I'm speaking French and Spanish and Arabic and Cherokee and learning Quechua and stuff. They'd be like, "You're American?"
Hmm.
I'm like, "I'm Cherokee." Like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm Cherokee from United States. So you're American. Well, I'm a Cherokee American. Like, because I don't want you to get the idea. You go back to America and everybody's walking around speaking 5 fucking languages. You'll
Right.
find that at Powwow. You're not going to find that at Walmart.
Right.
Anyways, I'm just being
Hell,
real.
you're lucky to find somebody who speaks one language at Walmart.
Yeah, I mean, by and large, America is the most monolingual nation on earth. Period.
And we have the sex shops to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Solo inglés aquí, señores, señoras.
Oh, speaking of Walmart, Yona, they've got this new brand of shrimp. I don't know if you heard about it
Yeah,
or not.
shrimp recall. That was
It glows in the
aquaculture from
dark.
Indonesia.
Yeah.
Back to
It's
Indonesia.
wild. That's wild.
Back to Indonesia. In fact, wow, we just right back into Southeast Asia again.
I mean, yeah, it's a rich tapestry.
Oh,
I've
by
heard
the
people
way,
on the internet say that before.
China is building a high-speed rail line to Bangkok, Thailand, that will eventually connect all the way down to Kuala Lumpur and Singapore. The first stretch is going from Kunming, China, which is in western China, running straight down through Vietnam, which is
Hmm.
the capital of Laos. And the Laos high speed rail line is complete. And the funny thing is, I watched a couple videos on the Laos high speed rail line that the Chinese built, and it cost a few $1 billion. And all this diatribe was coming in about how, once again, China is burdening Laos with all of this debt, and it's a
Hmm.
Belt and Road Initiative, and the Chinese are up to no good building this brand new state of the art high speed rail line all the way across Laos, and it ended up taking 3 times as long to build as the Chinese said it was going to take. And then when you like get into the video, it was well, the reason why it took 3 times longer to build than what they had anticipated, because every time they would break ground on another section, they would find more unexploded American cluster bombs.
Oh, wow.
Because the United States literally carpet bombed the fuck out of Laos
Oh,
for
yeah.
about 6 solid years.
Yeah. About that.
And to this day, the United States has dropped more bombs on Laos than any other country ever. That's not a well-known fact, but
That's why it's Get
and
Fact
so
Harder.
finally I saw people in the chat from Laos pushing back that how could any American criticize the Chinese for
For what?
helping build us
We
a
have listeners
railroad?
in Laos?
Well, no, the I'm talking about the video that was
Oh,
describing the
I got you.
Laos China high speed rail line on YouTube, and I saw people from Laos with a Laotian name and the old simple
Right.
character Hebrew looking shit for their name, and then typing it out in English, that broken English, why
You go
American
now.
criticize new train for Laos when all America do for Laos is cover all the ground with bombs.
Hmm.
And they couldn't even build the train because they had to keep clearing the bombs all the way to the capital, all the way across the country. And so it's like, it's not like there's just one part of Laos.
Right.
The entire fucking country was carpet bombed. They weren't part of the NBC. They weren't part of the North Vietnamese Army, the NBA. I mean, Viet Cong. They're
No,
not.
they were part of the Golden Triangle.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
To
Which
this
again,
day,
if folks don't have a really good understanding of exactly what was going on in that part of the world
it's Air
during
America,
the
baby.
20th century, You really need to start reading more about that, because the official story that is presented about the Vietnam War is about as accurate as the official story on COVID.
Yeah.
There was
Now
a
get
hell of a
this.
lot more shit going on in that part of the world than they want you to know about.
There was a Australian Prime Minister, Gough Whitlam, who began questioning the CIA presence, Central Intelligence Agency, the Yankees, as they're called down
Mm,
in Australia, down under. Because there's a huge facility at Pine Bluff, the Pine Gap um,
right.
Command Center. And that Pine Bluff was running part of the Air America show in Laos and Cambodia and Vietnam and Thailand, Malaysia. So, and Burma, Myanmar, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So Gup Whitlam starts talking about it, and within a week, he was fired,
Mm-hmm.
kicked out of office. That was in the '60s as well. Let me look that up. All right, Gouh Whitlam. Guff Whitlam died in 2014. Um, served as prime minister from 1972 to 1975. So we pulled out of Vietnam in '72, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Prior to Whitlam is the Holt guy that they just killed, which I covered that in a previous Get Back
Mm.
Carter. You're going to find similarities to what's happened in the United States all across the Five Eyes
Oh, yeah.
when it comes to puppets that get out of line.
Mm.
They just cut those strings and you know, problem solved.
Well, it's not just across the Five Eyes. It's,
Oh, it's a world thing
yeah.
because in order to self implode and sabotage national sovereignty to serve the interests of global sovereignty, it's we're playing the board game of risk here, buddy.
Yeah. Well,
And eventually
it's
we'll have it all working under IngSoc. So, Big Brother's watching you.
Big Brother's always watching, always has been watching.
Hey, let's talk about Portsmouth gaseous diffusion plant again. I'll see if they cut me off again. Well, they don't
Well,
like it when I talk about the nuclear facilities. They really don't like that.
no,
Really don't.
no. You're not supposed to do
No.
that, Yoni. We're not supposed to think about those sorts of
They have been
things.
talking about critical bridges over critical waterways. God, we're bad actors, obviously. We're
We
gonna
are
change that.
very bad actors.
Bad
We're
actors
very
go.
bad actors. We need to fit this one in before
All
the
right.
end of the show, because I think it is definitely a sign of things to come. And as John Kerry would said, uh, so fast that it's going to make your head spin. Earlier this week, Yona.
Faster than a swift boat in Vietnam.
Yes,
Anyway.
sir. Earlier this week, Google expanded age verification
Oh,
to Google search. So the age verification that they're doing on YouTube is now cross-pollinating into other Google services. And it's not available in all areas yet. So it's clear that Google is trialing this in specific places for specific reasons. But what it does indicate is that, as I've been saying for quite some time now, the infrastructure in order to make this particular train go is already
track's
in
already laid.
place. Yeah. They're just now beginning to unveil it.
Like my YouTube channel right now, Smoke More of the Weed. It's not age verified. They want me to age verify. They want me to facial scan and everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, they tried to get me to do that like a year ago, and I was like, eh.
So I guess eventually in my area, I'm not going to be able to use Google Maps or Google Search anymore. I'll just have to go to like Open Street Maps for my maps, which
Right.
is better. And I'll have to go to any other search engine, which ironically is better. So, moving on.
Well, in a perfect world, I think that's how it would work. Unfortunately, I know far too much of the plan to understand that that's not how it's going to work at
Yeah.
all.
I mean, at this point in time, it is still actually possible to fairly well de-Google oneself. You can de-Google a phone. That's right, Merriam-Webster. De-Googling. It's actually a thing.
Maybe next year.
But for how long?
Not much longer. Again, going back to United States Department of Defense, their own prognosticating, they indicated that Americans were going to need some form of digital ID in order to access the internet by the year 2027. Not in the year 2027, by the year 2027.
That's not much time. Basically, a little over a year.
About 16 months.
Yeah.
Less than a year and a half is what we have left to go. And they're just now starting to be like, oh, well, we need to protect the children and make sure that we know who's online and blah, blah, blah.
What, wasn't it Monday that I
How quickly do you think it's going to go?
On Peasants Podcast, I went over the Kids Online Safety Act nationally and in the Ohio State House.
Right.
And the whole crux of that is that in order to access the internet through your ISP, you have to log in and then verify. And, you log in with your verified age and everything. There's your digital ID until they just push the button and now you're not allowed to log in under your name.
Right.
Even through your ISP, even if you're paid up. And so now you've got to use a peer-to-peer network with a VPN and a blah, blah, blah. And
if you even know how to do any of that stuff.
It's going to get to the point of like trying to travel in the United States without a cell phone. So you're just going to hunt for phone booths where they still have pay phones.
They don't have them. They don't.
Good luck finding them.
Yeah.
Good luck. There's still a few hotels.
They started removing payphones. I think it was like 15 years ago. Basically, right around the time that smartphones started proliferating, they started removing payphones.
Like at the Ashland Plaza Hotel, they still have a phone room that still has payphones. But they'll take credit cards too. I mean, it is modern payphone. But they still have payphone.
And you got to keep up with the times,
But that's, that's a hotel. So, you can go downstairs in the hotel and make a video call or a regular phone call, on a payphone. Kind of anachronistic at this point,
No, I think
it's a shame they had to do away with their telegraph room where you could send someone a telegram via Morse code. But
Morse code, it's nobody does Morse code anymore.
Dot,
it's a
dash,
shame.
Dot. Know what I mean?
I think you're right, though. I think at least as far as this country is concerned, that's exactly how it's going to go. It's not going to be, something that you have in your digital wallet. It's going to be something that you negotiate between you and your service provider. And they're going to be the ones that have the ultimate control.
We already have the worst ISPs. They already backdoor to the deep state. I mean,
exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. They're never going to stand up to the government for anything because they wouldn't even be in business if it wasn't for the federal government. So they're going to be more than happy to bend over and let Uncle Sam do it to them in the rear so that they can turn around and do the same damn thing to you.
Just remember,
that's exactly how it's going to run.
They enjoy Section 201 protection because they don't censor people or curate content.
No, you're talking about the social media platforms there. I was talking about the ISPs.
Right.
And we can also extend. The thing is, in the category of
access
ISP,
to social media via the ISP.
No.
Well, not
Think
with the
about
phone.
this. Think about this. In the category of ISP is not just your who do you have? Armstrong. It's not just your Armstrong. It's not just Spectrum. It's not just who the fuck do I have? I don't even remember what their name is right now. It's not just Comcast. It's also your mobile service providers. So it's your Verizon, your AT&T, your T-Mobile, and all your MVNOs. They're also going to be considered internet service providers.
Yep.
Under all of this new policy that's going to be going into place.
Smartphone in it, bro.
Correct. So again, what happens when your ISP gets the note that, oh, no, I'm sorry, you're persona non grata now and you need to be shut off. And that's how you connect to the world.
Just push a button.
It's over. That's game over.
And you know, if they push a button and they turn off my cell phone and they kill my computer, how am I supposed to translate any languages or find my way around without a map?
Oh,
Don't
well,
worry.
You're not going to have a problem.
I'll draw my own map and I'll translate for myself. I'll be fine. Rest of you are fucked. Anyways. Maybe that's why they hate me.
That could be.
That might be one of the reasons why.
I think it is. I think it's one of the reasons
I don't need your
why
fucking
we
cell
both
phone or your shitty maps or your suck ass Google Translate. Fuck the complete fuck off.
They always want to destroy what they can't control.
That's right.
Always.
Story of my life. Story of my life. It's like sands through the hourglass. God.
Days of the Yona.
Have we shit on President Johnson yet?
Which one?
The one in Reconstruction. Oh, I forgot about LBJ. Ew, I don't want to talk about that pervert. Well, we will shit on him.
He did some really shady shit while he was in office.
But, you know,
he was a real son of a bitch.
Lady Bird's fucking hot, dude. I'd fuck the dog shit out of Lady Bird Johnson. Turn the first lady into the burst lady. Blam! No, I'm talking about President Robert Johnson, Reconstruction after Lincoln.
Oh, the blues guy?
Yeah, the one that ruined Virginia. The punishment of Virginia, 1860s America.
I don't
Reconstruction after the Civil War, the carpetbagger period.
I don't think we have shit on him before.
Yeah, that's... I've not heard a lot of people go into Johnson.
No, usually Johnson goes into you.
I know. Folks.
I tried my best.
That was some Stockton Malone right there. Goddamn, just laid off the backboard for you.
If only I could have gotten the right straight delivery there. That would have been perfect. But that means it's probably time for us to go.
Right out of time. Clip that out, folks. Clip that out. And you know, we've still got lots of El Corresponsal footage. One of these days, rainy day, taking a break or something, we might throw some more of that shit out there for the starving masses.
That could happen.
Just desperate for more bilingual Radio Libertad media experiences. Got a lot out there. And we care about all of our listeners. All of you, sirs and madams, todos nosotros amigos y amigas alrededor del mundo que disfruta todas las noches Radio Libertad. Anyways, all of our friends around the world that enjoy the sounds and the ear holes of Radio Liberty, Liberty Radio.
However you do it. We don't care. We don't judge. We just ask that you think for yourself. That's it.
Tonight's magic safe word is horchata with an H.
You had to go
Horchata.
there.
Horchata.
No, that's it. I'm shutting it down. I'm calling a lid on it. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Más adelante, amigos. Vaya con Dios. Well, it's totally getting got.
Wow, he
Later,
came
y'all.
with the Castellano tonight. Well, that's
Así,
it.
por supuesto. No preocupes.
You ain't got to go home,
Como
but you
más la
can't stay
izquierda.
here. Good night,
Mate más
everybody.
la mota.